To say your piece is your First Amendment protected right, but that goes out the window the moment you raise a machete over your head in a threatening manner.
Yes, a machete. Neptune Beach, Florida police say they arrested 18-year-old Caleb Williams waving that 18-inch blade. Police allege he was threatening Democratic voters walking into an early voting site.
Mr. Williams decided to brandish that machete over his head at two female victims, ages 71 and 54 years of age, which were in fear at that point, had called the police, and we arrived less than 1 minute later.
This is Mr. Williams' mugshot. He's been charged with aggravated assault and improper exhibition of a weapon. Police say he was with 7 other teenagers whose behavior did not cross into criminality, even though the group effort was clearly offensive.
The group was there for no other reason but for ill intentions to cause a disturbance. This is not an incident of solely a First Amendment protected right, but rather one where they were simply there to cause a ruckus.
Police say they dispersed all of the teens except for Williams. For aggravated assault, and waving a machete at somebody qualifies, a conviction carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 3 years in jail. It's not clear if Williams is a MAGA diehard or just a teenage imbecile. Nonetheless, the local Republican Party in Duval County just proved that the area is full of MAGA imbeciles. The local GOP issued a statement saying the incident took place in the context of incendiary rhetoric by Democrats. Quote, in an environment of high political tension where President Trump has survived 2 assassination attempts and Republican supporters are derided as Nazis and called garbage by Joe Biden, we urge calm as we approach the end of this election season. Ah, yes, the party which claims to stand for personal responsibility says a kid waving a machete at voters is the fault of Democrats. We'll get back to that in a moment. First, in the final few days of this election, across the United States, there have been several arrests of MAGA Republicans. In Indiana, former Republican congressional candidate arrested for stealing ballots, Larry Savage, age 51, faces charges in Madison County. In Delaware County, Pennsylvania, Republican Party leader Val Biancaniello was arrested for allegedly harassing voters and telling them who to vote for.
Wow! 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 That's crazy!
And in Missouri, a teenager faces charges for stealing Harris Wall's yard signs, an incident that his conservative mom said was funny.
This is where they all are.
I'm sorry, this is funny. Why don't you just take them all? Here you go, liberals.
Well,
Here
but
you
just,
go.
but
Here you go, sir.
it's more than that,
No,
actually.
it's not. It's so stupid. Just go vote.
It's a felony, ma'am.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Get
it is.
over
It actually is.
Ma'am, please don't throw these at me.
I'm so tired of this.
Come look at all these.
But let's go back to MAGA machete man in Florida, Caleb Williams. Yes, I know, Florida. But that is no excuse. Just because a lot of bizarre and crazy things happen in the state doesn't mean we should look the other way when somebody waves an 18-inch machete at people who are simply trying to exercise their voting rights. Now, I appreciate that perhaps Mr. Williams was just being a teenage knucklehead who was trying to impress his friends. And to some sociopathic teenagers, scaring the bejesus out of strangers is funny or amusing or entertaining. Also, in this day and age, there's probably an effort on social media or TikTok to video record such antics and compare. But it's one thing to jump out and terrify people at a haunted house on Halloween, where such behavior might be expected. It's another thing to engage in voter intimidation. Nobody should have to expect that going to the local precinct to cast an early ballot means being confronted by somebody waving a machete. That teenager, Mr. Williams, should consider himself lucky that the voters in Neptune Beach, Florida were not packing heat, because under Florida's stand your ground law, which Republicans love, the women could have shot Mr. Williams and been excused from any charges because of his machete. Thankfully, the Democratic voters called police and nobody was injured. Although, as we've shown in other videos, if a black teenager waves a large knife or machete, the chances increase that police shoot first and ask questions later. In other words, Mr. Williams likely benefited from his white privilege, but that's a separate issue. I think we should all be able to agree that threatening violence and engaging in intimidation is wrong, and political violence and intimidation efforts are particularly reprehensible. In America, our constitutional democracy depends on being able to have robust debates, strong disagreements, and political clashes, that we can trust will not turn to physical or violent confrontations. Kamala Harris spoke about that in her Washington, D.C. speech as she addressed the impulses of Donald Trump and his MAGA faithful.
You see, what Donald Trump has never understood is that e pluribus unum, out of many, one, isn't just a phrase on a dollar bill. It is a living truth about the heart of our nation. Our democracy doesn't require us to agree on everything. In fact, we like good arguments from time to time. Just think of your own family, right? It's not the American way to not have disagreements. We don't shy away from robust debate. In fact, we like a good debate, don't we? We like a good debate. And the fact that someone disagrees with us does not make them the enemy within. That's right. They are family, neighbors, classmates, co-workers. They are fellow Americans.
They are even the misguided teenagers who live around the corner in Neptune Beach, Florida. But when political disagreements turn to criminality, when MAGA love prompts you to storm the Capitol or intimidate voters or wave a machete at somebody, our society must take action. One can only hope that Caleb Williams in Neptune Beach, Florida gets prosecuted to the fullest extent possible under the law. No more, no less. Hopefully, his teenage friends and everybody who hears about this criminal case will recognize that our rights to a free and fair election are sacred. And if anybody in America feels the need to steal property, harass people who you disagree with, threaten political violence, or engage in political violence, get some mental help. The rest of us in this country deserve better. By the way, in New Hampshire, a woman says she hopes to die if Donald Trump loses this election. If Donald Trump does not win, what do you do?
I hope that I'm going to die.
You want to die if Donald Trump doesn't win?
I do. I don't want to live like this anymore. You like our country the way it is now?
I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think, but you've got a pretty good life. You got nice clothes on, you got hat on, sunglasses, you got your health. I mean, the country's done pretty well by you, right?
No, the country hasn't done anything by me. I've done everything for myself. My husband and I took care of ourselves as we grew older. Now, when we got ready to retire, we had planned what we were going to do. Now, what is the country doing for me now? Do I get any interest on anything that I put away and saved?
Well, your money is safe, right?
I wouldn't say that.
You got access to health care?
I have access to health care because my husband served 20 years in the military.
So the military did something for your family. The military is trustworthy, right? I mean, the military health care system's great.
No, I wouldn't say it's great. We were promised free health care for our whole life, but that did not happen.
What is it that is so bad about where America is or where you are right now with America that you would want to die if Donald Trump doesn't win?
I just don't want to live in a country that is screwed up as this one, that people are so out of control and that they think that everything that they're entitled to everything. What do you think about the stealing that's going on right now?
What do you mean stealing?
People walk into stores and just can walk out with stuff.
Well, crime is a problem, but there's also a lot of places where people have to...
Crime is increasing every day.
Actually, the data shows it's not.
Well, I don't care what the data shows.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Gerald Hughes, who wrote, "I don't care what the data shows. That statement is MAGA in a nutshell." Indeed. I look forward to reading your comments about the MAGA teen who got arrested waving a machete at Democrats. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.